Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, there's some new news out regarding the 80-year-old woman who passed away on Lizard Island on the Great Barrier Reef. And I'm telling you, the details now coming out are absolutely shocking. So when reports first came out about the elderly woman who was left behind by, they said, a group who had decided to hike to the summit, and then on the way back she straggled behind somehow and was left behind by the group, that's what we thought. And then the reports came out and said, and then they launched a search for her. Well, it turns out that is absolutely not even close to the case. First of all, it is true that she went up with a group and that she did become separate on the way back. One of the most shocking things in this whole debacle, shall we say now, is that the cruise ship never noticed she didn't return to the ship. The ship actually set sail. Now, if you've ever been on a cruise, even a river cruise, you know you have to scan in or check in when you get back so they know everybody is back on the ship. So how did this lady not be noticed that she wasn't on the ship? The ship actually left her alone on the island. They sailed away, and it was not reported until the evening that she wasn't there. And that's when they returned to the island and called in a helicopter, etc. At first they thought maybe she fell overboard, until they realized she never even got back on the ship. Now investigators are launching a probe into this because, first of all, how do you not notice that a passenger, did not get back on your ship? Every ship is supposed to have a checklist of all your passengers before you set sail. And you're supposed to know whether or not you're leaving somebody behind, right? You see pier runners all the time that you didn't make it back to the ship, but they leave your passport, they leave your information, somebody's meeting you at a dock. Well, on a place like this is like an island in the middle of the ocean, the Great Barrier Reef. They don't exactly have hotels and police stations around the corner. And so they abandoned her on an island. And that is scary. That is beyond sort of belief. When I'm reading what happened on this, I'm just shaking my head because of the irresponsibility that this happened, right? Especially now, an 80-year-old woman in this. And now authorities are wondering if she actually could have been saved. Once there's going to be an autopsy, and then they'll check causes of death, etc. And if it turns out it's something like exposure or something along those lines, this cruise line could be absolutely held responsible. And not only that, the captain and crew could be held responsible for something like this if they are supposed to make sure that the passenger returns to the ship. That is absolutely unforgivable in a way, and I can only imagine the families are going to be launching lawsuits against them if this is found to be true as well. To think that you would leave somebody, by themselves, basically on a deserted island. How do you, it's not like this cruise ship held 10,000 people. It's a small luxury exploration ship. And there's no way this should have happened. Wow, let me know in the comments down below, is that scary to you? It's pretty scary to me. Next, well, let's talk about a little bit better news now, because we had just off the coast of Spain, we had the MSC Splendia, and they were involved in a dramatic rescue of 19 people who were, let's say, if you want to say that they're in trouble, when you see a boat that's almost sinking, etc., you say, okay, they're in a little bit of trouble. These people were in fairly rough seas and they were in the water. There was none of this, oh, where's, let's get them off the boat. They were already in danger of drowning in the water as the ship approached and found them. They actually got this big, huge cruise ship up beside them, threw nets down, and launched rescue boats as well. Luckily, all 19 were saved, but had this been 30 minutes, an hour later, many of them would have drowned and perished. So good job from MSC Splendia. People are going to say, well, you know what, they're illegal, whatever they were trying to do, doesn't matter. You don't want people to die, right? And so a good job for them. Safety comes first for every. Human life is the top priority. And so forget about any other political aspects of the world. Saving the lives is absolutely the right thing to do, and great job by MSC to do that. Next, we also have a little sneaky thing starting to happen on Carnival, but before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the hurricanes that are chasing cruise ships all over the Caribbean and changing itineraries, to price hikes that are coming, to loyalty status changes, to ships doing rescues, to people being left behind. All kinds of things that happen, to ship reviews, you name it, we'll cover it here on the channel. And it really does help the channel out when you subscribe, leave that comment, leave a like, even if it's not a nice comment. I get a few of those once in a while too. Well, I really do hope you'll join us on the channel. It doesn't cost anything, but it really does help it out. Okay, let's talk about what people are starting to see on Carnival Cruise Line, and that is a quiet hike to the internet packages. It's started to show up. While no official word has come out yet, it's starting to show up on some cruise ships now. Now, if you've been on a Carnival cruise ship, they have basically 3 packages, and that is, the social, which you can do very little on. You can't even open up an email on it, but you can check like your Facebook, something like that. But you couldn't stream, which brings you to the next level, which is the value one, which would allow you to open up your emails and stuff like that. But if you wanted to really stream or do like a FaceTime or something like that, you would need to go to the Premier. Well, surprisingly, the prices are going up around anywhere for 11 to 12% on most of the packages, except the social one, which you really can't do much on. That actually is going up around 22%. To the difference between value and social is like $3 a day. But you can't even open up your email on it. So I question, why even bother if you can't even open up your email? Why would you even buy the internet if you can't do anything on it? I'm one of those people, because of jobs and work, I have to have the premium on every cruise I go on, so I pay top dollar. They do also have a premium multi-device package, which is like around $80, $84 a day now for multiple devices. So it's getting up there. If you're talking a 10-day cruise and you're $80, you're $800 and some for internet. Oh, what the heck? Like, that's a crazy amount of money. Some people absolutely need it. If you don't, I would avoid it. But let me know in the comments down below if you see this on your Carnival cruise. Are you seeing some prices slowly going up and they're not really letting you know? Like dining, like internet, like shore excursions? Let me know. I'm on Carnival soon, so I'm going to check it out for myself, and I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.